Welcome. My name is Kevin Joback. I am president of Molecular Knowledge Systems. In this short video, I will discuss some of the key concepts we use in our consulting services. The title of my presentation is Using Physical Properties to Guide the Design of Better Chemical Products. Some brief introductions. Here at Molecular Knowledge Systems, we provide computer software and consulting services. We are located in Bedford, New Hampshire, in the Northeast USA, about 1 hour north of Boston, and we've been around since 1989. My own personal background, I've developed physical property estimation techniques that are widely used in the chemical industry. I have been researching and using physical properties for more than 40 years, and I've had the opportunity to work on projects designing many kinds of chemical products, including aircraft de-icing fluids, separation solvents, architectural coatings, artificial blood, paint strippers, and windshield washer fluid. The goal of our company is to help our customers understand how chemical structure defines the key physical properties of their current products, and then to show them how to use this understanding to develop new, innovative chemical products. This goal embodies the key concepts that first, we believe all chemical products are a function of their physical properties, and second, that physical properties are a function of structure, either chemical structure or mixture formulation. To demonstrate how we think of chemical products and how we think of chemical product design, I would like to go through the design of a very common and very important chemical product, ballpoint pen ink. If you research the history of the ballpoint pen, its origin dates back to the late 1800s. However, it took many decades until the ballpoint pen became widely used. One of the key reasons for this was that it was very difficult to find an ink that had just the right properties. So what properties must ballpoint pen ink have? When we think about the properties of a chemical product, we always like to go through what we call a physical property checklist. We ask ourselves questions about each physical property in the list and how it pertains to the product we're designing. For example, regarding rheological properties, we ask if pen ink should have either a high or a low viscosity, and we realize that pen ink must be thick enough to stay inside the pen, but thin enough to roll out onto paper. Regarding reactivity, we ask if pen ink ever contacts metals. We realize that the rolling ball and the tip of the pen are typically made from metal. By asking these physical property questions, we develop a set of constraints on the physical properties of ballpoint pen ink. These constraints are optical properties. The pen ink must have pigments or dyes. Mechanical properties. The ink must adhere these pigments or dyes to the paper. Phase equilibria. The ink must be in a fluid state. Rheological properties. The ink must have the right viscosities. Reactivity. The ink must not react with metal, and it must not degrade for many years. And interfacial properties. The ink must wet the paper's surface. Once we have all the important properties identified, we now begin to design the structure of the chemical product. For ballpoint pen ink, a mixture product, the structure means the types of mixture components. For example, for optical properties, we need a pigment. To adhere this pigment to paper, we need a polymer resin. To ensure the ink is in a fluid state, we need a solvent. And to ensure the ink has the right viscosities, thick enough to stay inside the pen, but thin enough to come out when the pen is rolled on paper, we need a thickener, specifically a shear thinning thickener. To ensure the ink doesn't react with metals, we need a corrosion inhibitor. And to ensure the ink does not degrade for many years, we need a preservative. And finally, to ensure the ink wets the paper's surface, we need a surfactant. Only now, after we have a very good understanding of the structure of our chemical product, do we begin generating candidates. For example, for our pigment, we might choose Sunspurst Black. For our resin, we might choose Jonquil 58. Ethylene glycol for our solvent, xanthan gum for our thickener, Cobertec for our corrosion inhibitor, Proxil GXL for our preservative, and a Surfanol for our surfactant. We have found this approach, using physical properties to guide the design of chemical products, to be very useful. It gives us a good fundamental knowledge of how our chemical product must behave, and this fundamental understanding can be applied to the design of other chemical products. For example, at first we might think mascara is a very different product than ballpoint pen ink. The ingredients of each product are very different. But when we think about mascara's important physical properties and the structure of the product needed to achieve these physical properties, such as optical properties, like having pigments or dyes, mechanical properties, requiring these pigments or dyes to be adhered to hair, phase equilibrium properties, mascara must be in a fluid state, rheological properties, mascara must have the right viscosities, it can't be too thin and it can't be too thick, reactivity, must not react with hair or skin, and it also must not degrade for many years. And interfacial properties, it must wet the hair's surface. When we think about these important properties, we see that the two products are actually very similar. At Molecular Knowledge Systems, everything we do is focused on physical properties. Our Cranium software estimates the physical properties of new chemicals and mixtures. Our Synapse software designs chemicals and mixtures that possess desired physical properties. And our consulting services use physical properties to guide the design of better chemical products. Our software and consulting services have been used to understand and design many different chemical products, which gives us confidence that using physical properties to guide chemical product design is a very effective and very valuable approach. For more information about our software, our consulting services, or our educational courses, please send me an email or visit our website. Thank you.